Shabbat Shalom. This is chapter 20, the constellation Virgo. So, what this chapter is telling us is there are proofs to show which calendar to keep. There's a book by Ernest Martin called The Star That Astonished the World. And he proves or shows through astronomy exactly the day and even the hour that the Messiah was born. You can find a copy at www.askelm.com. So he touches on the subject of the new moon, whether it is the conjunction or the sighted. And next is another book by one E. Raymond Capt. It's called The Glory of the Stars. In this book, he describes how the Zodiac, or not the Zodiac, the stars tell a story. Should have introduced the video this way, that the Zodiac, often believers assume that the Zodiac is of pagan origin. And even myself, when I hear the word Zodiac, or, you think of the stars, you think they're mostly, to do with pagan practices and beliefs, the horoscopes and things like that. But when you really look deep into them, it is something that Yah has preserved for us to show us what he's trying to tell us a story through the stars. One of the stars put there, one of the constellations, is Virgo. But before I get into that, he describes how every star is named by him. He knows them by name. That's scriptural. And even the names of the constellations, for example, are the same in every language throughout the world. Every language. They're just pronounced differently, or they may have different ways of spelling them, but they're the same thing. And they were named by Adam, by Seth and Enoch, and then they were passed down to us through Noah. They're given to us by Yah as prophetic reminders every night of the things that are still yet to come. So looking at Virgo, the Virgin. So one thing that really stood out to me, besides the different names, is that in Arabic, the word for there's two stars, right? There's the constellation Virgo holds. It looks like a woman, a virgin woman with a branch in her right hand, and some corn or barley in her left hand. So that branch and the corn represents a duality of the first coming of the Messiah and then the second coming. So I'm going to get into that really quick. I don't have much time on this video because I'm going to run out of space. So anyway, the bright star in the ear of corn on her left hand is called in Arabic al-Zimach, meaning the branch. That's pretty deep when you think about it, because that's what Mashiach, Yehoshua HaMashiach, referred to himself as the branch. And then the other star is called Al-Muradin, which means who shall come down, or who shall have dominion. And we know that Yehoshua is coming back to rule as a conquering Messiah. So Mr. Capt, in his book, he shows how the entire Zodiac, when you properly interpret it, is a love letter from our Creator to us, and can be read each night if only we took the time to do that. And it opens the door to a deeper understanding of what he has been saying to mankind throughout all ages. So last thing I wanted to go into is that message has not changed. Okay, right, right. So we see in the book of Revelation, in Revelation 12, chapter 12, verses 1 to 6, how it describes a dragon and then a virgin was, sorry, not a virgin, a woman with child about to give birth, and then all these different things going on. But if you really connect that to the zodiac, you can use that description in Revelation to to see when the Messiah would be born and when King Herod tried to have him killed. I mean, Revelation, yeah, was written after the fact, but at the same time, it still describes the timeline of events. So next, we're going to talk about in the next chapter a zodiac in heaven with a moving moon. So just make a mental note regarding that, the moon. The moon in the constellation Virgo. At the moment in time, the specific time being the day the Messiah was born. That day was the Feast of Trumpets, Yom Teruah, and that year in history was the entire purpose behind the book that Mr. Martin wrote. This moon in Virgo was how he determined the exact hour and day in which the Messiah was born. And ironically, he also he didn't want to prove the calendar, which is it the sighted or the conjunction, but you're going to see just what he found. So it's quite interesting, especially with Virgo and how it connects to the book of Revelation. I mean, oftentimes you read that, and as I did, that, okay, you're picturing a literal woman or a church or some kind of thing, and then the dragon, you're thinking of Satan. So yeah, definitely, I think there are connections with that spiritually, but to connect it to the stars and the constellations and the zodiac, it opens up another understanding about in regards to timeline and when these things happen. So that's all I have to say about that. It's chapter 20. Stay tuned for the next one. Chapter 21, the title is The Moon Below Her Feet. So that's all I have to say from chapter 20. And yeah, bless you all. And it's Shabbat, so Shabbat Shalom.